Something worse. A gradual emotional withdrawal. People stop arguing about how to win the war and begin asking why. It must be won at all. Factories still produce, shipyards still hammer steel, but enthusiasm vanishes. War becomes routine, and routine is lethal to morale. The RAF won the skies, but victory came at a price hidden in training schools. Britain won the Battle of Britain. That's how the story is usually told. The skies cleared. The Luftwaffe pulled back. Invasion never came, but history rarely asks the harder question. What if Britain survived, but lost the will to keep fighting? Because victory does not always strengthen a nation. Sometimes it empties it. In the summer of 1940, Britain stood alone. France had fallen. Europe was silent under German occupation. Across the Channel, Hitler watched. The Royal Air Force was outnumbered. Its pilots were young, exhausted, and irreplaceable. Its airfields were bombed daily, and yet against the odds Britain held. Radar worked.
Bearing 320.
I have it. Marking now.
Fighter command adapted. German losses mounted.
Scramble the 303 squadron immediately! Urgent!
By October, the Luftwaffe shifted focus. The invasion plans were shelved. History would later call it a triumph. But that word hides something important, because Britain didn't win the battle. It survived it. And survival came at a cost no one wanted to calculate. By autumn 1940, Britain's skies were quieter, but the country was not stronger. It was hollowed out. Fighter squadrons had lost veterans faster than they could train replacements. Cities burned night after night. Families slept underground. The Blitz didn't break Britain's buildings. It wore down its people. Factories ran. Trains moved. Newspapers printed optimism. But morale is not measured in output. It's measured in belief, and belief was thinning.
We assure you that the situation is completely under control. Our brave troops are holding the line.
Do you believe it? More lies.
In this timeline, the Battle of Britain ends much the same. No invasion, no German boots on English soil, but something changes afterward. Instead of relief, exhaustion settles in. Pilot leave service shattered. Civil defense volunteers quit quietly. Recruitment slows. The question spreads not allowed, but everywhere. If this was survival, how much worse would the rest be? Britain had won the first round, but the war promised years more.
All units must adhere to the timetable. The objective is the vast territories beyond the line.
1941 arrives. Germany turns east. America stays distant. Britain remains alone again, but now the tone is different. There is no surge of confidence, no sense of momentum, just endurance. Bombing continues, shipping losses rise, rationing tightens, and slowly, dangerously, the word peace begins to surface, not surrender, peace. Churchill still speaks defiantly.
But let me be clear, our resolve remains unbroken. We continue the fight.
But Parliament listens differently. Now, every speech is followed by the same question. At what cost? Backbenchers push for negotiations.
Here are the finalized drafts.
Very well. Let us hope this proves adequate.
Industrial leaders warn of collapse. Colonial administrators report unrest. Britain's empire is watching the island bleed.
All available naval assets are deployed to defend the channel.
And wondering if it's worth bleeding with it.
The losses continue to mount on the Eastern Front. We ask again, how much more can be sacrificed?
Victory in the air has not translated into confidence on the ground. It has translated into fatigue. The breaking point does not come with riots. It comes with resignation. People still work, still serve, still salute. But they stop believing this war can be won. Only survived. And survival is not enough to sustain a nation forever. By late 1941, Britain explores options, back-channel talks, neutral intermediaries, carefully worded proposals. No one calls it surrender, but everyone knows what it is. A war Britain cannot finish alone. Germany listens, not because Britain is weak, but because Britain is tired. Britain remains independent. Its flag still flies. But it exits the war early. The empire fractured. Sooner, America enters later. The war drags on elsewhere, bloodier, longer. History records Britain as undefeated, but no longer decisive. History remembers Britain in 1940 as united.
United against the tide of history. Our resolve will not break.
Flags in windows, songs on the radio, defiance in speeches. But unity under bombardment is not the same as unity under exhaustion. By 1941, cracks appear quietly, not riot, not mutiny.
Soon, I suppose.
Something worse. A gradual emotional withdrawal. People stop arguing about how to win the war and begin asking why. It must be won at all. Factories still produce, shipyards still hammer steel, but enthusiasm vanishes. War becomes routine, and routine is lethal to morale. The RAF won the skies, but victory came at a price hidden in training schools. The experienced pilots are gone, killed, captured, broken. Replacements arrive younger, less prepared, more afraid. They fly because they must, not because they believe. Losses rise again, not because Germany dominates the air, but because Britain's margin for error is gone. Each loss now matters more. Each funeral hits harder. Each empty bunk whispers the same question. How long can this go on? The Blitz never truly stops. It changes shape. Shorter raids, selective targets, psychological pressure. Germany learned something crucial. Britain can endure bombs, but it cannot endure endless anticipation. Sirens become background noise. Shelters feel permanent. Children grow up underground. Parents stop promising victory. They promise survival.
We are safe for tonight.
And even that begins to sound uncertain. Across the world, Britain's empire watches the island struggle. India,
This is the BBC News.
Africa, the Middle East. They see Britain hold the line. Barely. They also see Britain bleed. Colonial leaders ask questions London cannot answer. If Britain cannot end the war, why should we continue fighting it? Troops are harder to recruit. Resources arrive slower. Loyalty weakens. Britain has won the battle for its skies, but is losing authority everywhere else.
There is no alternative. We must withdraw.
Churchill fears invasion, but he fears something else more. A nation that stops believing him. Each speech grows more defiant. Each word heavier, but words cannot replace rest. Parliament listens. Politely, privately, ministers ask.
Are true. We must reconsider our position before it is too late.
How long before defiance becomes denial? Churchill senses it. Victory has not energized Britain, it has drained it. Britain hopes for America, but hope is not
We are
policy.
getting reports from across the Atlantic, signaling
Immediate action, but the details are still...
United States hesitates. Isolationism remains strong.
Losses in the North Atlantic continue to escalate. Debate in the Senate is ongoing, but the president has yet to comment on the escalating.
Aid trickles. Slowly, Britain realizes a brutal truth. It must survive years, not months. And survival without momentum is unbearable. A nation can fight when it sees an end. It breaks when the end disappears.
A nation can endure hardship when it believes there is an ending ahead. But when the end vanishes, endurance turns.
They are not announced, they are not official, but they begin. Neutral diplomat, economic feelers, exploratory questions, not surrender, not defeat. Just, is there another way? Germany listens carefully. It does not rush. It understands something Britain does not yet accept. Time is now Germany's ally. The moment does not come with explosions. It comes with numbers. Shipping losses exceed replacement. Food reserves shrink. Industrial fatigue rises. A single winter threatens catastrophe. Britain faces a choice. Fight on and risk collapse, or end the war while still standing. Victory has led here, ironically. The agreement is never celebrated. It is framed as strategic disengagement. Britain retains sovereignty. Its navy remains intact, its skies remain British, but the war ends for Britain. Germany consolidates Europe. The Eastern Front burns longer. America enters later. Into a darker war. The world shifts. Because one nation survived too close to the edge. Britain emerges intact, but diminished. The empire fractures early. Global influence fades faster. The moral authority of resistance weakens. History does not condemn Britain, but it does not praise it either. Britain becomes a lesson. We love stories where survival equals strength, but history is crueler. Sometimes survival only delays collapse. Sometimes victory empties a nation instead of empowering it. And sometimes the greatest danger is not losing the battle, it is winning it at the wrong cost. Britain won the Battle of Britain. The skies were saved. The invasion never came, but in this timeline, victory did not harden resolve. It exhausted it. History didn't change because Britain was weak. It changed because Britain was human. History isn't fixed, it's fragile, and sometimes it survives only long enough to break differently.